Hey there, in this video, I want to explore something most people overlook when they're trying to change their life. It's that moment right before we make the big decision, whether it's leaving the relationship, quitting the job, launching the new chapter, or choosing a different way of showing up in an old situation. Because here's the truth, most people move too fast on the outside before they've made the shift on the inside. And if the nervous system hasn't gone first, the outer change doesn't really stick, or it just brings the same pattern with a new costume. Let's talk about what it actually takes to make a change that lasts, one that's grounded, embodied, and stable under pressure. Let's start with a familiar pattern. You move across the country, you start a new job, you end the relationship. You say, that's it, I'm doing things differently this time. And for a few weeks, maybe a few months, it feels different. There's energy, relief, maybe even hope. But then a little stress creeps back in. That familiar trigger shows up again, just wearing a different face. You find yourself reacting the same way, or shutting down, or overthinking, or falling back into the old story of not being enough. And it's confusing, right? Because you changed the situation. So why does it still feel the same? Here's why. The nervous system didn't go with you. The outer world shifted, but the inner world stayed trained in the old pattern. Now, let's get a little more curious. Most people think change starts in the mind. And while mindset's part of it, it's not the whole story. Your nervous system is faster than your thoughts. It's faster than your affirmations. It's faster than your morning journaling. It responds before your conscious mind even has time to catch up. Let's say you're in traffic, running late. You know getting worked up won't help, but your shoulders are tense. Your chest contracts. You're breathing faster. Or maybe your partner says something sharp. You know they're stressed and it's not personal, but your whole body flinches. You brace for impact. That's not you being dramatic. That's a nervous system that hasn't unlearned the old threat yet. And if we don't retrain that, then no matter how much you try to think differently, you'll still feel like the old version of you under pressure. And that feeling, it will drive your decisions quietly, but powerfully. This is where a lot of smart, capable people get stuck. They know how to solve problems. They love a good strategy. They've probably accomplished a lot. But when it comes to their emotional life, their inner state, they try to apply the same tools they use for work or fitness or productivity. And it doesn't quite land. Because the inner shift doesn't start with logic. It starts with safety. Here's a quick example. A client of mine was stuck in a loop with her boss. Every time they gave her feedback, her heart would pound. She'd feel defensive, shut down, and then ruminate all night. She knew the feedback wasn't that bad. She knew her boss wasn't trying to attack her. But her body didn't believe it yet. So we didn't start with mental reframes. We started with training her system to stay grounded when her boss walked into the room, to breathe slower, to soften her jaw, to stay present even when it felt intense. And over time, her body stopped bracing. The story in her mind started to shift. She didn't just understand the problem, she rewired it. That's the order. Safety first, then strategy. This is an important one. A lot of people hear this and think, okay, so now I have to go deeper. I need to dig up all my childhood trauma, heal every layer, figure it all out. But no, that's not what I'm saying. You don't need to heal everything to move forward. You just need to shift what's next. If a pattern is showing up in your life, like overthinking or people-pleasing or snapping at your partner, that's the one to work with. You don't need to dig for it. It's already here, showing up in real time. And the question isn't, what's wrong with me? It's, what does this part of me believe is about to happen? And how can I show my system something different? You're not broken, you're trained, and anything trained can be retrained. Let's reframe the whole idea of decision making for a moment. Most people think a big decision is the moment everything shifts. But if the state behind the decision hasn't changed, then you'll just recreate the same experience in a different outfit. Let's say someone quits a job to start their own thing. They're excited, finally free, but 2 months in, they're exhausted, people pleasing clients, ignoring their needs, burning out again. Why? Because the state that chose entrepreneurship was still trained in urgency and proving their worth. They didn't shift the state behind the choice. So the external decision brought internal exhaustion. The truth is, the outer world changes after your inner world does. Not before, not during, after. The state goes first. The strategy follows. So what does this actually look like in real life? It's not dramatic. It's not flashy. It's not a sudden bolt of clarity. It's subtle. It's when you feel the urge to fix or prove or run and you choose to stay just a few seconds longer. That's how it begins. Not with a breakthrough, but with a breath. With the decision to train your inner world. So it's not just reacting to the past, but actually creating space for something new. If you slow down right now, what's the emotional signal you're actually ignoring? Is it tension in your chest, that sense of urgency in your mind, the sadness you keep trying to outrun? Just notice. No fixing, no forcing, just notice. If that brought something up or gave you a moment of clarity, drop a comment. I'd love to hear where this hits home for you. And if you're ready to start training your inner world with the same clarity and structure you bring to everything else, I've built a system for that. It helps you integrate thoughts, emotions, and nervous system so you don't just understand your patterns, you actually shift them. The link's below. And if you're on Instagram, I share insights and practices several times a week over at Mike Wang Coaching. Would love to connect with you there. You can also join the weekly newsletter below. It's where I share more direct tools and contemplations to help you apply this work in real life. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.